this video, I'm going to show you how to make a simple yet beautiful dress for girls. It's really easy to make. You just have a few pieces to assemble with the option of pockets. I'm going to show you both versions. And you're not going to need more than a yard or a meter of fabric. Just make sure that the fabric you get is a stretch fabric. It's not going to work if it's not stretch. And when you're cutting it out, you want to make the stretch go side to side, not up to down. Usually a stretch fabric only stretches in one general direction, not a lot so much up to down. So you want to make sure that the direction is correct. Also, the instructions are available in print in full in the link in the description below, as well as the sewing pattern for a super reasonable price. And this is a full sew along video. I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. So let's get right into it. After washing this fabric, I actually printed the sewing pattern on the fabric with Spoonflower. I just added simple polka dots because I love polka dots, and printing the pattern on this fabric makes it so easy to cut out. I made a video about how to do just that, and as for the concerns of warping or shrinking after washing it, it was barely a problem. Stretch is forgiving, so it was okay for me. Once I cut out these two pieces, one for the front and one for the back, it's that easy, I will give it a good iron from behind. To assemble, place the fabric pieces on top of each other, right sides facing. Then we are going to pin in place the shoulder seams and the side seams, because that's what we're going to sew. Or serge if you prefer. If you're going to sew, use a zigzag stitch. The seam allowance here is 5/8 of an inch. Now when we put it right side out, you'll notice that we'll have to finish the raw edges, and that will be along the neckline, the armhole, and the bottom. How I like to personally do this is serge all of that, and then I fold it in and use a double needle. Make sure you're using a straight edge, not a zigzag stitch for the double needle. And I fold it in and I just go over it, and it has a nice commercial look. Now, if you want to go super pro, you can buy a walking foot and fabric stay tape. There are a lot of videos out there on how to professionally hem stretch fabric. And by the way, I made a matching tank top for myself because it's so fun. In case you want the sewing pattern for that, I have the link for it in the description below. And there you go. That's a very simple dress, but the one that I really like to do is one with pockets. It has some extra steps, but totally worth it. For the pocket version, we cut a front piece and a back piece like before, but this time we need to mark exactly where we will place the pockets. I'm using a washable marker for that. Not only will it wash away, but it won't appear on the garment because the marks will be on the seam anyway. Also, we will need to cut out the pocket pieces. 2 of them and another 2 mirroring, so 4 total pocket pieces. And it will help to mark the pocket placement points there too. We need to align the pockets in place, front sides facing like this. Then pin in place or clip in place between the pocket placement points. That's where we will sew. Now we will secure in place by doing a zigzag stitch. I put it personally to a 1 millimeter width, and I got my new ballpoint needle. So let's go. And for this part, we're doing a 1/2 inch seam allowance. That's going to be important for the next step. You'll see I'm taking extra measures to make sure the marks really match up in place. I try my best to be accurate, but it is so hard with stretch. If you want to make this easier and not have the fabrics roll up, it's probably a good idea to serge around the pocket piece first, which is something I will definitely do next time. It's totally optional though. Now let's open these pocket flaps, and with the seams outwards, we are going to press iron it and we will do an edge stitch along the edge of this pocket piece with the seams underneath it. This will keep the pocket looking hidden. Since this is a stretch fabric, we are going to still use a zigzag stitch even for an edge stitch. And this will be sewn at an 1/8 inch from the edge of the pocket. Please make sure you are sewing the pocket part with the seams underneath it. Now we have to assemble the 2 large pieces we have front sides facing. To summarize what we're going to do, we will assemble the side seam, but when we get to the pocket, we will go around and then back to the side seam. I will mark our pivot points, which is at a 1/2 inch from the top and a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the pocket stitch we just did. And I make sure I pin in place and it matches the back. We are going to use a sewing machine to assemble the side seams with a zigzag stitch. I don't recommend using a serger here. We will sew at a 5/8 inch seam allowance. When you reach the pocket stitch you just did, you will sew an 1/8 inch away. You will notice the stitch is on the right side. You need to do this so that stitch can't be visible, so you have to sew away from it like this. When we reach the pivot point marks that we just marked, that's where we will pivot, and I sew around the pocket. And when I reach the end, I will make sure I do the same thing I just did. I reach the mark, I pivot, and I make sure I'm an 1/8 inch away from the pocket stitch, and then I continue assembling the side seam to the end. Repeat on the other side. And I assemble the shoulder seams with a serger because it's easier for me, or you can continue using a sewing machine with that zigzag stitch. So when you put the piece right side out, you'll notice how amazing the pocket looks, but we still have some steps left. We have to finish our raw edges. To do this, I serge the neckline, shoulder seams, and the bottom. Then I fold it in and sew with a double needle on a sewing machine. And make sure you are on the straight stitch mode. You can't do a zigzag with a double needle here. And that's it. You are finished. Congratulations. This is such a fun dress. It's so nice to see how big my daughter smiles when she wears this. And she just loves the pockets. So it is totally worth these extra steps. Thank you for watching and have a great day.